Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, college coaches. This is Coach Anthony Williams, founder and CEO of Connected Athletics. We are a startup company based here in Austin, Texas. We're focused on using a technology platform based on social media to give student athletes at the high school, college, and professional level a chance to tell their story. They don't have to wait to be interviewed by a certain media outlet. They can now use social media to get out there and tell their story in their own words and not have to rely upon a reporter or writer or interview or any kind of journalist. They can tell their own story in their own words and let the fans, let coaches during the recruiting process know who they are on the field and more importantly, who they are off the field. So they can talk about their character and integrity and work ethic and their family and things that they are very much interested in outside of their sport. Before I get to tonight's special guest, I want to thank our sponsors. First sponsor is Buffalo Wild Wings, down based in Houston, Texas. A good friend of mine is the regional VP there, and he's also very passionate about helping student athletes build their brand and get their story out there. So I want to thank Brian Soltis for being a sponsor. Next sponsor are my friends up in Nebraska, Go Edit Graphics. They do a great job of creating graphics for high school and collegiate athletic programs to do their outbound communication. They create these custom graphics they can use that are branded in their colors with their mascot on all outbound communication, whether it's schedule changes, player profiles, or just any outbound communication. So thanks to Zach and my guys up in Nebraska. And then lastly, my friends in Houston at Epic 24/7. Epic stands for Every Play I Compete. They are a new startup sports apparel company. They do uniforms, they do 7-on-7 jersey, they do a lot of great workout gear with a really sharp design. So check them out on Twitter at IamEpic247 and check them out. So with that said, very special guest tonight. Happen to know this young man for a very long time. Obviously, you may recognize the same last name. He is a nephew, one of my 5 nephews that I love here in the Austin area. Let me tell you a little bit about Edgerrin Williams. He is a defensive lineman. He is formerly from Cedar Ridge High School here in Round Rock. He is now starting his sophomore season at Blinn College. He has great size. He's 6'3", 260 pounds, 230 pounds. He was literally everything, all district, second team all state, and all Syntax honors his senior year in high school. Obviously didn't play last year because of COVID, but he's back this year, bigger, faster, stronger. And college coaches who are looking for a defensive lineman who can come off the edge or clog some guys up front. Edgerrin is an accomplished football player with a high football IQ, which you'll hear about in a second. And coaches, you can see his Twitter name there, Edgerrin W. If you want to reach out to him. Edgerrin, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm looking forward to getting your story out there. You're obviously a very special player, not just because you're family, because you work hard. And so I want to get right into letting these coaches know who you are as we get ready to start the junior college season. So let's start out. First thing, Ed, you've always heard from me since you were a baby, the importance of academics. Talk about the difference between academics at Cedar Ridge at the high school level and academics at Blinn College.
The different levels it's very different. Coming from high school, pretty much, having things hand and foot for you, because coming from Cedar Ridge, being a big time athlete and everything like that, like you pretty much have the teachers like right there sitting with you, pampering you, kind of guiding you through the stuff that you need to get done. Like I said, it's just pretty much hand and foot. But as you get to that next level, you get to college, like teachers, they don't really have time for that anymore.
Right.
Like they have plenty, like they have other students they have to worry about. And just once you get to that next level, you get in college, it's just pretty much everything is on your own. Like at that point, it's whether you're either going to make it or you're not. Like you got to get up at your own time. You got to make sure you do your schoolwork. If you don't go to class, they don't really check attendance. So like I said, if you don't go to class, you don't go get your work done. At that point, it's just all on you. Like I said, they have plenty of other students that they have to worry about and just check in on and everything else. So just getting to that next level, that was really my biggest thing, is just realizing like, okay, these teachers aren't gonna baby me anymore. They're not gonna be there waiting for me to be like, come on, Edgerrin, you gotta do this, you gotta get this done. It's just, if you don't wake up and get it done, then that's just what it is. You don't get it done, and it's just, you're gonna be sitting there stuck in the same place, just like, man, I wish I would have went and got it done, because then it's just gonna keep repeating yourself, same old thing over and over again. So once you get to that next level, it's just really all about just growing up and if you're gonna get it done or not.
I love the way you put that for all the high school athletes that may be watching this and want to be in your shoes down the road, or highly recruited defensive player. High school is fun, it's hard, but college is a whole nother level, even at the junior college level. And I speak as a JUCO player and graduate from back in the day. JUCO will help you grow up very fast. And to me, and Andrew, let me ask you this: how much do you think being at Blinn is helping you get ready for that next transition as you get recruited to a four-year school?
You know, everybody has their dreams of coming out of high school going straight D1. They want to be on that big stage. They want everybody to know their names. They want to go out there and perform. But I know as for me, I was the same way. I was ready when I was coming out of high school. I wanted to go straight D1. I wanted to get on that big stage. I wanted to start off playing right off the back. But Blinn has humbled me in so many ways. Like just getting me prepared. Like from my freshman year till now, like myself, I can say I've grown so much, and I'm glad that I went the JUCO route instead of just jumping into that just going straight D1. Because in all honesty, I think if I had went D1 first, I don't think I would have succeeded as much as I'm going to do once I get to that next level. I don't think I would have appreciated it as much as I'm going to do now when I get to that next level. Because just coming here first, like I've learned so much, like growing up and just maturing right off the back. Like that, my first year, that was the biggest lesson that I had to learn, just growing up, like getting that experience away from being from home, like just being on your own, having to grow up, having to do everything for yourself, not being able to go to the house and mom, I need this, or mom, I need help. Like it's just it being here has just been really a good experience. Like just me growing up and just maturing on my own, like getting that life experience that I needed. Like just being here is wonderful. That's one thing I can say. So as far as like the kids, like just overthinking so much, like, oh, like I don't want to go JUCO, like JUCO is this and that. Like JUCO is a grind. JUCO is a struggle. But if you have that, like, if you just go in there with that mentality, like, man, I know I can get it done at the end of the day. Like, I know what my goals are at the end of the day. I know I'm going to get out. That's really the only thing. There's nothing wrong with going the JUCO route first, because it really will make you grow up and mature and just appreciate everything a whole lot more once you get out and you get to where you got to get to. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, and Edgerrin, me being a lot older than you, I could tell you it's almost the same exact story when I was in JUCO. It allowed me to mature mentally, physically, emotionally. I was spoiled like you with my family and stuff. But when you leave and you got to figure out laundry and homework and study time and working
Grocery
out and all that
shopping.
stuff, it helps you grow up. And I really do believe that. I remember you and I talking about this when you decided to go to Blinn, that it's going to help you. And you remember you saying, it's not about where you start, it's a matter about where you finish. And I'm
Yes,
proud
sir.
of you that you've learned that, because a lot of kids are so entitled. They think they're going to play D1. They look at JUCO as kind of a knock, like, man, I'm too good to be here. Well, if you are, then go prove it. So I love that you said that, because a lot of kids who are thinking they're going to go D1 may end up at a JUCO. And as I told you, you get out of it what you put into it. I'm so glad to hear that you have figured that out. I'm looking for you having a blowout season your sophomore year. Hey, tell these coaches from an academic standpoint, what are some of the things you're thinking about majoring when you do get to the 4-year level? Do you have an idea yet, or are you still open?
I'm still open to the fact, but that's one thing that I will, because we start school next week, and I think I'm gonna go talk to my counselor about that, because that is one of the things that I do feel like I need to buckle down on just a little bit more on what I do want to major in once I leave from here, because I get that question a lot, and honestly, I'm quite frankly tired of telling people I don't know what I'm going to major in yet. I don't know. Like, I've been in school long enough to pretty much have an idea what I'm going to major in, but as far as right now, I still don't know what I'm going to major in yet, but hopefully I'll come up with an answer real soon.
And Edge, it's not it's great if somebody knows, like, hey, I want to be a veterinarian, I want to be a dentist. But if you don't know, I mean, your college experience is going to help you eliminate things of either, hey, I know I don't want to do that. And as you do that, you'll start to figure out some things you might be interested in. So don't feel like you got to be rushed and have that answer. When it comes to you, you'll know. I'd
Yes, sir.
rather have it that way than you have an idea like I want to be a doctor and be like, you know what, I don't like blood, so okay, I can't be a doctor. So you'll
Yes,
figure
sir.
that out. Don't let that hold you back. College is meant to open you up and give you more experience. So you can figure out what you want to do with your life. And on that segue, let me I always ask you about this is, I love watching you play football. You've been playing at a high level for so long, but eventually, you've heard from me and many others and your dad, this game is going to come to an end one day. What do you want your life to look like when you're done with the game or the game is done with you, whether it's after college or a 10-year career in the NFL? What do you want your life to look like?
Really, when it's all said and done, I don't want to have any regrets. Like, I don't want to look back on my life and just in journal and just be like, man, I wish I would have went harder. Man, I wish I would have enjoyed it. Like, man, I wish I would have just gave it my all, knowing that this could have been my last time. Like, I could go out tomorrow, I could go out to practice, and Lord forbid, like, I could hurt my knee, and like that could be it for me. Like,
Yep.
I just don't want to have no regrets on like just on anything. Like I said, once it's all done and said, I just want to know that I gave it my all. Like, football has been blessing me so much to this point, and I just want to make sure I'm able to give back to the game. Just everything that is has blessed me with and is given me. Like I said, I just want to, once it's all said and done, I want to walk away with no regrets.
I like it. No, I love how we said that. Hey, Edge, give these coaches an understanding about you as a student athlete. How would you describe your learning style? Are you more of a verbal, visual, or more of a hands-on type of learning style?
I would say more of a visual and hands-on type of person. Like, I have to have it broken down to me in front of me, and I have to solve it myself once I'm to truly understand the craft of what I'm doing and what I need to do from moving on to that point. So yeah, I would say I'm a visual and hands-on type of
Okay.
person.
Good to know. Hey, let's switch over to learning more about you personally. These coaches, as you know, the recruiting process is about knowing about who you are and who your family is as much as what you do on the field. Tell for those that don't know about our great family, but tell them about your family, your mom and dad, what they do. Are they also former athletes, and about your very talented brothers?
Well, my mom and dad, where do I start, man? My mom and dad, biggest support system I could ever ask for. Like, they've been there through thick and thin, everything. They always have my back. I know anything that goes wrong, I know my mom's going to be there for me. I know my dad's going to be there for me. Just like I said, you can't ask for better parents. You can't ask for better parents.
Yeah.
My brothers, I'm so grateful for my brothers because I'm able to learn off of them, off of their experience of just everything that they've done, what not to do, what to do, like just everything. Just like I said, my brothers, I'm thankful for my brothers. Like my mom, my dad. Like I said, that's the biggest support system I could ever ask for. Especially going the route that I went. Like I said, my freshman year when I got here, it was a little rough, but knowing that I had them in my corner to keep my head on straight and just to keep me uplifted and just keep reminding me like this is not forever, it's just temporary. You know, you're there to get your job done. It's like it's just a business. Like, just having them there with me and just throughout this whole progress is just process. I mean, it's just been wonderful. Like I said, you can't ask for better parents than that. Both
Yeah.
my parents, they're hardworking.
Yep.
My dad, he gets up every morning, goes to work. Like I say, you can't ask for better parents than that.
Okay. I love that. But and your work ethic has definitely come from them and your brothers, because your dad, I always talk about my brother. He's like James Brown. He's the hardest working man in show business and in the world right now. I mean, he's just been grinding for so long, and I know that he's
Yes,
very happy
sir.
with where you are right now. So appreciate you shouting them out. Tell us a little bit about social media. You know how big social media is in recruiting, even now at the JUCO level. For coaches that maybe haven't visited your Twitter page, what kind of message are you putting out there about yourself as a person, yourself as an athlete, and about your team and your community? What are they going to see on your timeline?
If they go on my timeline, they'll see a lot of support from me, just from my past teammates and just everything, just positivity. Like, no negative stuff. Cause like I said, I know that plays a big factor in getting recruited, and just how you uphold yourself. Like if you was to go on my Twitter now, like you would just see football stuff. Just like I said, me supporting my previous teammates. Like one of them, Damon Williams. He just came from Cisco, and he's at Buffalo now. And like I said, I couldn't be more proud of him. Just off a journey that he came from, and just knowing everything that he went through, and he came the JUCO route, and now he's D1. That's just amazing. But like, yeah, if you go on my Twitter, it's just nothing but positivity. I try to keep it as clean as I can, because like I said, I know that plays a big factor. I know there's coaches on there that look at that, and if they was to go in there and see something negative, I know they wouldn't want that. I know they wouldn't want a kid like that on their program to represent them, because if they see that, then it's just like, well, then what would he bring to our program? And like when they see that, like what would he bring to our program? Like negativity, and just like us just constantly have to worry about him like getting in trouble, or if he's staying out of trouble, just stuff like that. But no, yeah, I pretty much try to stay away from the social media and stuff, because just like I said, it just plays a big part in just a lot of the recruiting stage of it. So I pretty much just try to stay out of the social media stuff.
Okay. We know we're fully expecting you to have a big year here, your second year at Blinn, making big plays on defense. Tell us about your criteria for when you will select what school you'll commit to when your recruiting really kicks off here. What are you do? Do you want to stay in state? Are you okay with traveling outside the state? Is your major going to be a part of it? Tell us a little bit about your mindset as far as what will decide what school you'll commit to.
Well, how can I say this? New factors have came into my life recently. I've recently just had a little boy, so that will kind of play a factor into how far away I go. Just how family oriented everybody is, just how open arms they are, like how far they're willing to help, like just how I feel when I get on campus, like will I feel like right at home as soon as I step on campus, and just like I said, really just how everybody treats me, just like how everything goes. Like I said, because just for them, how it's a business at the end of the day. For them, it's a business at the end of the day. For me, on what's going to help me continue to succeed in life, to get to that next level. How will they be able to help me to get to that next level? And just like I said, at the end of the day, not even football, just once I do figure out what my major is, like, will they be able to help me with that, and make sure that I succeed in graduating, and just everything at the end of the day, like I said. And just, yeah, really, like I said, really, yeah, that's really it. Just depends on just how everything goes on my visit, and just like I said, just how family oriented they are, just how welcoming and everything they are.
Well, I appreciate you being, straight up raw, 100% honest. First, welcome to my cousin Kason. He's been over the house. Got a chance to see him, so newest member of the family. But
Yes, sir.
I want you to know, I know you know this already, but I'll say it for the record. There are many other student athletes before you that have gone through this process with a kid. And I will tell you this, that some people see it as a negative thing. I see it as a positive. It's completely changed your perspective, because you're a father now. You're a young father, but you're a father, and that will change your approach and your work ethic in everything you do: school, academics, practice, playing the game, and life after it. So I could tell it's already had an impact on you, because you sound more mature now. Not just being older, but just when you have a son, me and your dad, we got kids all over the place here, love them to death, and it changes you, and it allows you to focus, and knowing that it is no longer about me. Everything I do is all about my son, and doing all the things that your dad has done and what I've done for my kids. So I'm so proud of you that I can hear that in you. It isn't just talk, you're walking your talk, and just shout out to you on that. So for the coach to know that, I think they'll know that, hey, we've got other kids that have been through that, and they've excelled in our program, because we know they're going to be in practice on time. We know they're going to be in classroom. All the things we're going to want them to do as being a student athlete at that school, we're going to check every one of those boxes, because he's got a second level of motivation to make sure he's successful. So shout out to you on being honest with that. As we finish up here, tell us a little bit about, you're a good athlete, coming up through middle school and high school, played basketball, did track and everything. Tell the kids behind you. There's maybe a freshman or sophomore, even at Cedar Ridge right now, who's like, hey, I remember Edgerrin Williams. What's the one piece of advice you give them that now that you didn't know when you were in high school?
Man, really just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Just enjoy the whole the process of it. Approach class how you approach the field. Like that would be my biggest advice to the kids coming up. Really, to myself, if I could go back and tell myself, I would just tell myself to just go hard in the classroom. That's first and foremost. If you don't have the grades, I promise you those coaches won't take a second to take a second look at you.
Yeah.
You have to be on top of your grades. So if that's one thing that I wish I could have went harder at. Just don't worry. Like don't worry about, saying the wrong answer or, getting laughed at if you say the wrong answer. Like who cares? Like that's how you learn. That's how you grow. Just like on the football field, you mess up on a play, so I had to turn around and run it again.
Yeah.
So it's the same. It's the same in front of the classroom. Sit in the front of the classroom, raise your hand. Don't be afraid to voice your opinion. When the teacher asks, "What is this?" If you just sit in the back of the classroom, you don't say anything. You don't say what's on your mind. You'll never be able to succeed. You'll never be able to start learning, actually getting information, like the stuff that you need to prevail in the classroom. But yeah, other than that would be my biggest thing is just enjoy the progress. Make sure you go to class. Just enjoy every aspect of it. Failing, succeeding, just everything. You just have to enjoy it.
Great message, great answer. Hey, you made a lot of big plays in high school. We talked about your accolades earlier. Talk about that transition. People look at JUCO like, oh yeah, man, I'm D1. Wow, this JUCO's not all that great. Talk about your experience at that first series of your first game last year and how you figured out, wow, guys around me are all pretty good. It's no longer about you dominating. Talk about that experience a little bit.
JUCO. Like I said, JUCO will humble you real quick. Like I said, if you go in with that mindset, it's just JUCO. It can't really be that difficult. You're wrong. like you just said, everybody here is hungry. Everybody here is good. Everybody has a story. Everybody has something that is driving them that's trying to get them to that next level. Either they're bounce backs or they didn't have the grades or it's something. JUCO is just not a place that you just come to, try to find the love for the game again. Like I said, everybody is here eating. Everybody here is hungry. Everybody's trying to get out so they can get back to that big school, that big time D1 and everything. So, like I said, if you look at JUCO as just some blow off type of just I'm not going to be able to succeed in life if I go to the JUCO route. Telling you, you're wrong. Like I said, everybody here is hungry. Everybody wants to eat. So you can't come in with that mindset that I'm too good for JUCO, because you will get humbled real quick. Because that was my thing. Like I said, coming from Cedar Ridge 6A and just pretty much throughout my whole life, I've always been that top guy. I've always been that person that looked towards, like, whenever there's a big play that needs to be made, I've always been that guy. When I got here, I was back at the bottom. Nobody knew who I was. Nobody knew my name. I wasn't looked for to make big plays. I had to fight for a spot when I got here. I had to grind. Like it literally resets once you, no matter where you go. If you go JUCO, college, whatever. Like I said, at the end of the day, it's a business. Yeah, those coaches they're telling you good to get you to their school, but at the end of the day, it's still a business for you. They're telling 10 other kids that same thing that they're trying to get to the school because they see they have the talent, just like they see they have the talent in you. It's just at the end of the day, who's going to want it more? Who's going to fight for that spot harder? Who's going to be our number one guy? So if you go in that mindset to JUCO that, oh, this is easy, like I had D1s looking at me, I just had bad grades to where I couldn't get to, like I'm going to be in and out, like they know who I am, like they recruited me for a reason. Telling you will get humbled real quick, and then you'll have that mindset like, oh, I don't know if this is something that I really want to do now. Like I'm having to fight for a spot, like it's harder than what I expected. Like telling you, JUCO is nothing to play with. You have to go in with that mindset that I'm finna have to fight for everything that I'm gonna have to do now. Like I'm just gonna have to fight. I just gotta go with that dog mentality that I'm just going to fight.
Yeah, no, that's a great response. You 100% correct on the whole thing. And these guys come in and think it's no matter what level, it's JUCO, D1, D2. Once you get to college, the slate is wiped clean. They don't care how many stars you have past your name or who you beat in the playoffs. All that stuff is gone. You better come and grind and set all over again, because now, as we talked about before, each level you go up, whether it's JUCO or D1, the people around you are all the best guys where they came from. So there's no more of high school. So I love the way you put that. That's really good share of knowledge to all these young ones out here. Tell me a little bit about leadership. Every college coach wants to recruit a leader. I know you've grown and matured since you left Cedar Ridge. Tell these coaches, how do you define leadership, and how do you plan on leading your sophomore year here at Blinn?
Well, I know for me, just coming out of high school and just everything, I wasn't a big vocal guy. I wasn't one of those guys that would go out there and be like, come on, like, we got this, like screaming and yelling. Like, I was more of a lead by example type of guy. Like, when the coach would say something and it needed to be done, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to show you how it's supposed to be done. Like, I'm going to lead by example. But coming into my sophomore year and just like you said, just growing up and just maturing, I'm trying to step more into that role of being vocal and leading by example.
Yeah.
Cause like I said, a lot of these kids nowadays, like you kind of have to speak to them with some kind of authority. You can't just show them nowadays. You have to speak to them, and you have to go out there and lead by example and show them how it's supposed to be done. So just like I said, just defining the leader is just anybody who's not afraid to fail in life. Somebody who's not afraid to fail, somebody who's willing to go get it, who's willing to step up to the challenge, step up to the plate, no matter what it is, whether it's, like I said, answering questions in the classroom or just running that last extra rep or getting that last rep in the weight room. It's just leading by example, showing the younger guys that at the end of the day, it will pay off. You will be able to get to where you need to go if you just do what is asked of you. Just get to that next level and just everything. Just finishing that last rep, like I said, going to class on time or waking up for breakfast check, being there on time, just everything. Like it's the little things. It's the little things that the coaches look for. Like as simple as pushing in your chair when you get done or throwing away your trash. Like it's just the little things like I said, leading by example.
Absolutely. No, well said, Edge. Hey, next to last question here. Coaches also love recruiting players who are very competitive. Look at the camera. Tell these coaches, how competitive are you? I've seen you play. I know the answer, but go ahead and tell these guys that may not know about you how competitive you are.
Very competitive. Very competitive. That's all I can say is very competitive. Like I said, I don't really like to brag and boast on myself. I really just like to let my playing style speak for myself and just everything that I do. Like I said, being here at JUCO, like I said, it's humbled me so much. And just, like I said, once you get to that next level, like you said, all the stars and who you were and all the accolades you got at that goes out of the window. Nobody cares about that. So me just being able as a freshman and actually playing my freshman year and actually getting actually starting, like that's just determination to me, myself, just letting me know that I'm willing to fight for anything that I need to, especially when I know where I'm trying to go, something that I'm trying to get achieved. I'm going to go get it regardless, no matter what. Like I said, I don't care what nobody says at the end of the day. They can say, oh, he's not big enough or he's not quick enough. Okay, I'm gonna go out there and show you. I'm gonna prove you otherwise. Until somebody stops me or proves me otherwise, I'm just gonna go out there and fight. I'm gonna keep fighting. Just like I said, just adversity. I'm just gonna go out there and fight. So I have no more left.
Yeah, no, I love it, man. Edge, great job. Hey, we talked about the elevator pitch in business. As we finish up this interview, look in the camera. I know we've shared a lot of great nuggets, but look in the camera, tell these coaches who are going to watch this video, tell them why they should recruit you and what you're going to bring to their program.
I feel like they should recruit me just by my hard work. Like, I'm a dog. Like, I'm going to go out there. You can count on me every time to give it 110%. Just anytime whatever I'm doing, whatever it is I'm doing. Because like I said, I have a little one now, and I know I know my little one's gonna be watching me with everything that I do now. So just everything that goes on, like I know I have to give it my all, like no matter what it is, just whether it's like I said, whether it's in the classroom or it's on the field, I'm gonna give it my all. I'm gonna go out there and fight and just make sure I leave no stone unturned. Just like I said, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna represent their school the right way, how it's supposed to be. I'm gonna try to be the perfect young man that they're looking for to recruit on and off the field. Because like I said, there's somebody always watching you, no matter what it is, whether you're in practice or you're just walking around on campus. There's always going to be eyes on you, especially as an athlete. So I just want them to know that if they recruit me, they're going to be getting a great young man.
That's awesome. Edgerrin, that's probably one of the best elevator pitches I've ever heard, man. Nephew, I am so proud of you. I can see and hear, I haven't seen in a while. I can hear the maturity. I can hear what you've learned and gone through with the pandemic and becoming a new father and just all the things our family's been dealing with and stuff, man. I am so proud of you. I know that this is going to be a very impressive interview that's going to really open up your recruiting. I'll make sure we get in front of a lot of eyes. I'll be at your game. I've got your schedule all hooked up there. Like you just said, have fun, enjoy the experience, and have a great season. And we'll make sure we get in front of a lot of eyes in front of coaches here, man. I'm proud of you. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. We'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir.
All right. Bye.